the cylinder recirculation module is being piloted at Kede in the eastern region with 38,471 cylinders up for distribution. The pilot phase is expected to take place in 4 districts. Odila Ntiamwa has more in the following report.
Also, actually, just walk to a fuel station with no cylinder, and you will be registered with your ID card, and you also make a deposit, and you walk away with the required gas cylinder that you're looking for filled with gas. In a demonstration, the National Petroleum Authority added people will have to register at every liquefied petroleum gas marketing company with an identity card to begin with. The chairman of the committee, Kweku Ajimandia, said consumers will have to simply send their old cylinders for new ones.
The filling of branded cylinders cylinder exchange, customers have to expect 3 kg, you see 2 kg here, 6 kg and 14.5 branded cylinders at the respective LPG outlets. Exchange of LPG cylinders will be like for like. That's an empty 14.5 kg cylinder for a filled 14.5 kg cylinder or any type of cylinder so filled.
The current 25% gas use in the country is expected to increase to 50% with the rollout of the cylinder recirculation module. Hassan Tampoli, NPA boss at the launch, added the program will go to the extent of serving people with gas at home.
We have engaged the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company to produce 38,471 cylinders for the purposes of this pilot exercise. The LPG marketing companies are going to utilize the use of Aboboya, this motokia, to do the distribution door to door.
Speaking to Joy Business after the program, Deputy Minister of Energy shed more light on how the Jubilee partners will produce gas to sustain the cylinder recirculation model.
For some time now, we have been doing between 30 to 40% of our domestic gas requirement, LPG requirement, from the Jubilee fields. Jubilee is currently exporting about 70 million standard cubic feet of gas from the field onshore. We have reached a certain understanding with them to increase gas production and gas export to around 125 million standard cubic feet of gas.
So now we know it's from 3 kg to 14.5 kg. And so how much are you likely to buy gas at the stations? And there we go. So we have 1 kg is costing around 6 Ghana cedis. So the 3 kg will cost you 18 Ghana cedis. And then the 6 kg will cost you 36 Ghana cedis. And the 14.5 will actually cost you around 87 Ghana cedis. So that's how much you're likely to buy gas when you go to the filling station. So I want to say more on this development, and joining me on the phone lines is Gabriel Kume. He's the Vice Chairman of the LPG Marketers Association. Grateful for your time, Gabi, and you've kicked against the implementation for some time now. You had issues. We've been told that the key reason for this implementation has to do with safety and also to boost penetration. But now here we are, and then the pilot phase has actually started. What is your take, especially when we've not addressed the core issue, which has to do with removal of taxes on LPG?
Yes, good evening to your viewers. Our major concern has always been the pump price we are paying for LPG. You know, the cylinder recirculation model has a true main objective. One is safety, and the second one is penetration. With safety, we don't have too much to say about safety, because if we are able to implement this policy and implement it very well, we will be able to achieve a certain level of safety. But with penetration, it's virtually impossible for us to achieve any further penetration from the current 25% we have. Currently, LPG penetration is at 25% in Ghana. The government intends pushing this up to about 50% by the year 2030. But we believe that the major obstacle against this objective is the pump price of LPG. As you did enumerate, now the average 14.5 kg that we normally use at home is costing almost 100 cedis. How many people, if you are looking at the ordinary Ghanaian, we are talking about people whose income is about 500, 600 Ghana cedis, sometimes as low as 300, 400 Ghana cedis. How do you expect such a person to cough up 100 cedis? That is about 20-25% of his monthly income just to buy LPG. We feel the price of the product is too high for us to achieve any further penetration. And if government does not do anything about the price, there is no way that second objective of achieving penetration from the current 25% to 50% by the year 2030 could be achieved.
Gabi, point well made, but you have been consistent with this call for reduction in taxes on LPG. First of all, I want you to tell our viewers how many taxes we currently have on LPG products. And also, I remember so well when we're having the budget presentation, you made calls and proposals for these taxes to be reduced, and nothing was done. So what's the next line of action? First of all, tackle the taxes that we have on it, and what action plan you have?
Thank you very much. Currently, we have about 25% of the pump price we pay for LPG is made up of taxes. If you look at the introduction of LPG in the 70s, the 80s, right up to the 90s, this is a product that the government of Ghana used to subsidize heavily. We have subsidized LPG to the tune of about 50% in this country before. When consumption started growing, we got to a certain point that consumption became a little bit high. So the government was not able to raise the subsidies. So government took itself off the subsidy and we went full cost recovery. But after we did that till about 2014, 2015, when crude oil price dropped so low. That was the time we think government at the time could have used the situation, could have capitalized on the situation to improve the use of LPG in Ghana. But unfortunately, government at the time pushed a lot of taxes on the product to take advantage of the low crude oil price. But over the time, what has happened is that the taxes has remained very constant on the product, while crude oil price started pushing up from $32 or $30 per barrel in 2014, 2015. And now crude oil price is about 60-something dollars. And because the tax is constant, as the price of crude oil keep moving up, it keep moving up the pump price of the product as well. And now currently, if you look at the statistics, between 2006 and 2015, LPG consumption in Ghana was growing at an average rate of 16.16%. But after the taxes had been introduced in 2015 and crude oil price started rising, LPG consumption in Ghana has been relatively very stagnant. And our projection is that if government does not take off the taxes from LPG and bring the prices down, going forward, LPG consumption will start declining in Ghana. And the consequences of that, your fears is as worse as mine.
All right, Gabriel, and I asked you, well, I think you've not really answered that question as to what you're going to do if government fails to remove the taxes you're calling for.
Well, government we have done a lot, as you did indicate. Before the budget preparation, we presented a paper to the ministry, but nothing has been done as we speak now. And take it or leave it, at the full implementation of cylinder recirculation, prices are going to go a little bit further.
Right.
Are going to go up a little bit further because there's going to be an additional introduction of an additional layer in the price build-up to take care of the bottling plants, those who will be doing the bottling. Right. And that will shoot up the price further. So if government wants to stick to that objective of increasing access and penetration from 25% to 50% by the year 2030, then we think the only option left for government at the moment is to take up the taxes. Let's go at full cost recovery. Take up the taxes, bring down the prices, so that you can attract a lot of people into the consumption net.
Okay.
So your objective of increasing access and penetration from 25% to 50% by the year 2030 could be achieved.
Okay, Gabriel Kume,
we believe
it's
impossible.
I'm afraid we have to leave it here. Gabriel, I'm
achieved.
afraid we have to leave it here as a vice chairman for the LPG Marketers Association.